Hey everyone, Golden Ninja 3000 here again. I just finished building the new Daily Bugle, so today I'm comparing it to the old one from 2014. This is quite the size difference, but they actually have some really cool similarities that I wanted to walk you guys through. The top of my 2021 set is indeed cut off because it's just so tall, and I'm sorry you can see the corner of the table and everything, but it's just so hard to fit this in camera. So we'll start with the 2014 set, which is surprisingly pretty tall for, what it is. I believe this was $50 when it came out, and it also came with a plane for Doctor Doom. That is a similarity to the new one because the new one also has a vehicle with the taxi. But I'm sorry, the other minifigures for this set, besides J. Jonah Jameson, who you can see through the window, and the Doctor Doom plane, those things are buried in the ruins of my old city display, so I can't dig them out right now. But that's fine because I really just want to focus on the buildings. So right off the bat, the biggest difference is that obviously the 2014 one is that tan color. I assumed that the new one would also be tan because of that and because the Flatiron building in New York is used as the Bugle in the Sam Raimi movies. But I don't know. So getting a Lego skyscraper is really awesome with the new Bugle, but it's just so much great. I think I would have preferred it being tan. So I like the older one for that reason, but the old one had blue glass. The new one has just regular trans clear glass, and I think that that is an improvement. However, one big feature that remains the same between both of them are those giant screens. So we have a bunch of different 2x2 panels that you have to put stickers on to make J. Jonah Jameson's face in the old set. That didn't look that great because you have all that gapping between the stickers. On the new one, you've just got a couple of huge panel pieces, and I do think that that works a lot better. The new one is also obviously more of a display piece, so you've got a bunch of places to pose minifigures and all sorts of actions, whereas the older one didn't have that. Both of these sets do keep one thing consistent though, and that is the fire escapes. Now, I've modified the ones on the old Bugle. I've actually made the doors swing outwards so that I have more space for stuff on the interior. So the fire escapes are meant to be a little bit closer in. But, I mean, it doesn't really change that much. Other than that, they're exactly the same. So the old one was black. The new one is this really bright red, and I did not like that red color in, pictures. In person, I think it's a lot better, but I'm still wondering what it would have looked like in black. The other thing that the old Bugle has, the other advantage that it has, is that, like I said, it's got doors leading out to the fire escape on every level. Now, again, I modified them to swing out instead of swing in. But the new Bugle doesn't have anything like that. There's no suggestion of how people get out. There are some windows, but they're almost entirely blocked by the fire escape. And so while this looks great, it's just so tight and everything, you can't really imagine any kind of play with it. But that's okay because, this one is a display model. These guys are very different around the back because the old one, again, is an open play set. And you can kind of see a bunch of red triggers for play features that obviously the new one doesn't have. But the new one looks really great from the back. I'll actually take us on a little pan up. We've even got a balcony and more billboards. So I actually love the back of the new one. I'm kind of sad it's going to be going up against a wall where no one's ever going to see it. But again, there is a consistent feature here, and that is the dumpster. So the new one has these little yellow dumpsters that are filled with some garbage. But this old one actually had a dumpster that doubles as a catapult. So if you flip this up, there's no garbage or anything. But the idea was that you could put Nova or another minifigure right there and then just, launch him out. So I think that that's a really clever play feature in something so small and unassuming. And again, I really like how these little things have been carried through between both versions, even though they're so different. Before we get to the interiors, I do want to talk about play features. So on this floor, we have a little exploding window. So if you spin this around to the front and push this red button, better, then that window will fall out. You can see it doesn't work perfectly. You really do have to give it a little bit of a good push. But I mean, I always love exploding window features in Lego sets. Then we've got a couple more features. There's actually another trigger up here to push a minifigure off of the roof. That's something that Lego has done a couple of times in Spider-Man sets. And then there's a little trap door above J. Jonah Jameson's office. And then there's one more play feature out front. And if you push that, the sign will come flying off, and that part wasn't supposed to break. But I think that that's a pretty cool little feature, and this sign is nothing compared to the new one, but it was good back then. While the new set doesn't have play features, it does have some similar things. So you can actually pull out this chunk of wall. So that can either, be an explosion, and it's just a nice way to look inside the lobby, which is really hard to see once the set is complete. So I definitely appreciate that. And then even though we don't have a window that explodes outward as a play feature, we do, of course, have the very famous like explosive like action sequence that's like framed in motion with Green Goblin blasting through the window. I almost called him Doc Ock. So there is kind of an exploding window feature in this set. As for interiors, for this set, you can lift off each floor like a modular building, but you can also just remove the front wall to get a really nice look inside, and I love that feature. So down here, like all of the walls just pull out like that, and now we can start to see some more similarities between this Bugle and the last one. So both of these buildings have a lobby section. I'm hoping you can see through the hole because it's just such a pain to remove all of the floors because it's just, like I said, it's really hard to see in the new lobby. But this one's great. There's a little waiting area. There's magazines. There's a reception desk back there with like a gated entry as well as a vending machine. This thing has absolutely no detail besides a potted plant, and that's something that always disappointed me. I was always going to add a waiting area here, so I'm glad that there's one in the new set. On the left over here, now we just have a generic office. I'm not sure if this is meant to be for Peter Parker or not, but you have a little safe and just like a board with some stickers. And so this is a pretty nice area. There are a couple areas that correlates to on the new Bugle. We've got the bullpen area on the second floor with all of the employees. That's actually a really, really nice space. And then one floor above it, we do have Peter Parker's office and like a little side room. So either of those areas are just, they're just generic workplaces. And here is the old Jameson's office. You've got a little chair for him. And actually, I really liked these darker green chairs. He's in a suit. And then he just has like a really old looking computer as well as a nice printed piece. I'm actually not sure if that came in the set. I might have just put that there. And then there's this little lamp. Now, I've actually just taken off the whole top floor of the new Bugle, but the new one also has an office now with a reception, like little waiting area outside. This is a wonderful desk design that is very, very fragile, which is kind of annoying, but that's really nice. And then Jameson in the new set gets a much fancier office with like some trophies and stuff back there. Super futuristic computer. So I think that that's hilarious. Like, the new office has insanely futuristic tech, and then the old set has like really old technology. And the new minifigure is quite different to the old one. So I know some people were sad that we don't get like an angry face. I mean, I'm fine with that because I have the 2014 version, but I really like this webbed up face for him. They're using the same hairpiece, and then both of them do have alternate faces. So the new one's alternate face is like much more expressive than I would have expected. So I get why some people don't like that, but I think that these are both really cool minifigures. The last thing I want to mention in this video is that even amongst the minifigures, there's some pretty cool overlap. So the 2014 Bugle introduced 3 characters that are still completely exclusive to that set. We had Nova, Doctor Doom, and Beetle. So those are all superhero characters, and the new Bugle introduces 5 new superhero characters. We've got Black Cat, Punisher, Daredevil, Blade, and Firestar. So I think it's really awesome that both of these sets have expanded like our roster of like Marvel heroes and villains for the old ones so much. Because I don't think there's like any other sets that have included like that many new characters like all at once, except for, like when the theme was starting out. So that's really awesome. I love both of these sets. I was going to modify the old one and, probably make it like the height of the new one before I knew that there was a new one coming out because I wanted it to go with my Avengers Tower. I might do that still just because I already bought the pieces for it. So if I already spent the money, I might as well go ahead and see what it looks like. So if I do that, I will be doing another comparison, but this way I can give you a comparison to, mostly how the set was, except for that modified fire escape. But that's it for today, so don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys with more videos soon. Bye for now.